Unit 1.
Apparel. Apparel. Apparel functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun meaning clothing or dress. Or apparel can be used as a verb that means to put clothes on or to dress up. By July, many department stores are selling fall apparel. Or, in Shakespeare's As You Like It, the heroine disguises herself in men's apparel. The choir members may be apparelled in all the colors of the rainbow. Or the guests at a Halloween party may apparel themselves in colorful and imaginative costumes. Now let's hear you say apparel. Apparel. Try the word again. Apparel. Besiege. Besiege. Besiege is a verb meaning to attack by surrounding, or to cause worry or trouble. A swarm of flies may besiege a group of picnickers, and someone who loses a job may be besieged by financial difficulties. Now you try besiege. Besiege. One more time. Besiege.
Compress. Compress. Compress is a verb meaning to press together or to reduce in size or volume. Be sure to compress aluminum cans before you put them in the recycling bin. And if you try to compress too much sightseeing into a single day, you will become exhausted. Now you say compress. Compress. Once more. Compress. Denounce. Denounce. Denounce is a verb meaning to condemn openly or to accuse formally. The king denounced several of his advisors because they didn't agree with him. And the newspaper article denounced the company officials for not telling the truth. Now you say denounce. Denounce. Repeat the word. Denounce.
Dispatch. Dispatch. Dispatch functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb meaning to send off or out for a purpose, or to kill. Or dispatch can be used as a noun that means an official message, promptness, or the act of killing. The 911 operator dispatched 2 ambulances to the scene of the accident. We finished the meal with more dispatch than usual. Your turn. Say dispatch. Dispatch. Once again. Dispatch. Douse. Douse. Douse is a verb meaning to plunge into a liquid, or to put out quickly. It is easy to peel a tomato if you first douse it in boiling water. Or, in a theater, the stage lights may be doused at the end of a very dramatic scene. Now let's hear you say douse. Douse. Try the word again. Douse. Expressly. Expressly. Expressly is an adverb meaning plainly or for a particular purpose. New laws expressly require the use of seatbelts. Also, we attended summer school expressly to learn more about computers. Your turn. Say expressly. Expressly. One more time. Expressly. Famished. Famished. Famished may be used as an adjective or as a participle, meaning suffering severely from hunger or some other lack. Famished bears may raid campsites, cabins, and garbage cans in an effort to find something to eat. And a person who works alone may be famished for company by the end of the day. Now let's hear you say famished. Famished. And again, famished. Forsake. Forsake. Forsake is a verb meaning to give up or to leave. A popular performer may forsake show business for a career in politics. Or, during the California gold rush, thousands of prospectors forsook their homes in the hope of striking it rich. Well, it's your turn now. Say forsake. Forsake. Once more. Forsake. Gainful. Gainful. Gainful is an adjective meaning profitable or bringing in money or special advantage. A person may be fortunate enough to turn a hobby into a gainful business. Or a particular business venture may not prove as gainful as one had hoped. Now it's your turn. Pronounce the word gainful. Gainful. Once again. Gainful. Immense. Immense. Immense is an adjective meaning very large or beyond ordinary means of measurement. When you cross the United States by train, you realize just how immense this country is. And scientists believe that the rainforests are home to an immense variety of undiscovered plants and animals. Now you try the word. Say immense. Immense. Once more. Immense. Inept. Inept. Inept is an adjective meaning totally without skill or appropriateness. A person may be a skilled writer, but an inept public speaker. Or, a person who lacks social skills may sometimes make inept or tactless remarks. Now let's hear you say inept. Inept. Try the word again. Inept. Ingenious. Ingenious. Ingenious is an adjective, meaning showing remarkable originality or resourcefulness. The pioneers who settled the American West were hardy and ingenious individuals. And critics may praise the ingenious plot of a new film. Now you say ingenious. Ingenious. Repeat the word. Ingenious.
Instantaneous. Instantaneous. Instantaneous is an adjective, meaning done in an instant or immediate. Thanks to developments in technology and orbiting satellites, communicating over long distances is almost instantaneous. Or, her friend's response to her invitation was almost instantaneous. Now it's your turn. Say instantaneous. Instantaneous. And again. Instantaneous.
Irk. Irk. Irk is a verb meaning to annoy or make weary. People who boast endlessly about their achievements may irk you. Also, wasteful government spending may irk the voting public. Now say irk. Irk. Try the word again. Irk.
Libel. Libel. Libel functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun, meaning a written statement that unfairly or falsely harms a person's reputation, or a verb that means to write or publish such a statement. She accused the newspaper of libel because she said that the article about her was full of false information. Tabloid newspapers have often been accused of libeling entertainers. Well, it's your turn now. Say libel. Libel. One more time. Libel.
Misgiving. Misgiving. Misgiving is a noun that means a feeling of fear or doubt. It is perfectly normal to feel some misgivings when you move to a new town. Or, jurors may express misgivings about the truthfulness of a particular witness. Now you say misgiving. Misgiving. Repeat the word. Misgiving. Oaf. Oaf. Oaf is a noun meaning a stupid person, or a big, clumsy, slow individual. The main character in a popular TV series may be a lovable oaf. Or, a person who looks like an oaf may be a surprisingly graceful dancer. Now it's your turn. Try to say oaf. Oaf. Once more. Oaf. Recede. Recede. Recede is a verb meaning to move backward. or to become more distant. Gulls feed on the crabs and starfish left on the beach as the tide recedes. Or an artist may use perspective to make the background of a painting appear to recede into the distance. Now you say recede. Recede. And again. Recede. Repast. Repast. Repast is a noun meaning a meal. You may enjoy helping to prepare a holiday repast for your family. And in many Latin countries, it is customary to take a nap after the midday repast. Well, by now you know the drill. Let's hear you say repast. Repast. Once again, repast.
Unit 2.
Adverse. Adverse. Adverse is an adjective meaning unfavorable or working against or hostile. Because of adverse weather conditions, our field trip had to be rescheduled. And a truly determined person will not be discouraged by adverse circumstances. Now here we go. Let's hear you say adverse. Adverse. And again, adverse. Arid. Arid. Arid is an adjective meaning extremely dry or uninteresting. Cactuses are ideally suited to survive in arid desert soils. Or a writer may describe her 40s as a somewhat arid patch in her literary career. Now you say arid. Arid. Try the word again. Arid.
Assailant. Assailant. Assailant is a noun meaning a person who attacks violently. Martial arts training may help you defend yourself against an assailant. Or, the force of the wind was like an assailant, knocking down trees in its path. Now it's your turn. Say assailant. Assailant. And again, assailant.
Billow. Billow. Billow functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun meaning a large wave. Or, billow can be used as a verb that means to rise or swell like a wave. Billows of smoke may spew from an active volcano. A photograph may show thick fog billowing over the Golden Gate Bridge. Now you say billow. Billow. Repeat the word. Billow. Confront. Confront. Confront is a verb meaning to meet face to face, especially as a challenge. A president may win the admiration of the American people by confronting difficult issues. And refugees fleeing a civil war may confront all kinds of unpleasant problems. Your turn. Say confront. Confront. Once again, confront. Constrain. Constrain. Constrain is a verb meaning to force or to restrain. A reluctant witness may be constrained to testify in court. Or, good sense should constrain you from following someone else's bad example. Now let's hear you say constrain. Constrain. Try the word again. Constrain.
Contemporary. Contemporary. Contemporary functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as an adjective, meaning belonging to the same period of time, or as a noun, meaning a person of the same time. The librarian made one display of books about contemporary history and another about ancient history. Monet and Renoir were contemporaries in French Impressionism. Your turn. Say contemporary. Contemporary. One more time. Contemporary.
Depict. Depict. Depict is a verb meaning to portray or to represent in a picture. A biographer may depict her or his subject as a gifted but troubled individual. And Many of Claude Monet's paintings depict water lilies. Now let's hear you say depict, depict. And again, depict. Disinterested, disinterested. Disinterested is an adjective meaning fair-minded or indifferent. The English historian George Trevelyan once said that disinterested intellectual curiosity is the lifeblood of real civilization. Or, a totally disinterested observer often makes the best judge of a person's character or behavior. Now you say disinterested, disinterested. Repeat the word, disinterested.
Encompass, encompass. Encompass is a verb meaning to encircle, to enclose, or to include. The grandfather encompassed the children in a hug. Or, the search for the missing ring encompassed the school building, the playground, and the parking lot. Now it's your turn. Say encompass, encompass. Try the word again, encompass.
Groundless, groundless. Groundless is an adjective meaning without any good reason or cause. A defense attorney may tell a jury that the case against her or his client is entirely groundless. Or, a person's suspicions may prove groundless. Now let's hear you say groundless, groundless. And again, groundless.
Hypocrite, hypocrite. Hypocrite is a noun meaning a person who pretends to be what he or she is not. He is a bit of a hypocrite, telling his friends to do something that he would not do. And I would be a hypocrite if I said that I always follow directions. Now you try the word. Say hypocrite, hypocrite. Once more, hypocrite.
Incomprehensible, incomprehensible. Incomprehensible is an adjective meaning impossible to understand. You may find signs written in a foreign language incomprehensible. Or, a person's moods may sometimes be incomprehensible, even to close friends. Now you say incomprehensible, incomprehensible. Repeat the word, incomprehensible. Manipulate, manipulate. Manipulate is a verb meaning to handle skillfully or to manage for personal gain. I've always found it difficult to manipulate a pair of chopsticks. And a weak-willed person may be easily manipulated by those around him. Now it's your turn. Say manipulate, manipulate. And again, manipulate.
Maximum, maximum. Maximum functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun, meaning the greatest possible amount or degree, or an adjective that means reaching the greatest possible amount or degree. You must pay extra to mail a package whose weight exceeds the allowed maximum. Or, some amusement park rides have a maximum height requirement. Now you say maximum, maximum. One more time, maximum.
Mimic, mimic. Mimic also functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun that means a person who does imitations. Or mimic can be used as a verb meaning to imitate or to make fun of. A particular stand-up comedian may be a skillful mimic. The mockingbird can mimic the songs of other birds. Well, it's your turn now. Say mimic, mimic. And again, mimic. Ruffle, ruffle. Ruffle is another word that can be used as two parts of speech. It can be a verb meaning to wrinkle or make uneven, to annoy or to flip through. Ruffle can also be used as a noun that means a gathered strip of material used for trimming, a ripple, or a low drumbeat. A certain kind of bird may ruffle its feathers when it feels threatened. A dress may have lace ruffles at the neck and wrists. Now you say ruffle, ruffle. Repeat the word ruffle. Serene, serene. Serene is an adjective with several meanings, including peaceful, free of emotional upset, clear and free of storm, or majestic. A person may possess a serene disposition, or the waters of a lake may be serene. Now it's your turn. Say serene, serene. Once more, serene. Sheepish, sheepish. Sheepish is an adjective meaning embarrassed or meek or timid. It's hard not to look a little sheepish when you're caught eavesdropping. And a friend may offer you a somewhat sheepish explanation for being late. Now you say sheepish, sheepish. And again, sheepish. Stamina, stamina. Stamina is a noun meaning the strength needed to keep going or overcome strain. Basic training is designed to build a new recruit's stamina. Or, the Founding Fathers gave us a system of government with the stamina to survive more than 200 years of growth and change. Well, by now you know the drill. Let's hear you say stamina, stamina. Repeat the word stamina.
Unit 3.
Barrage. Barrage. Barrage is a noun meaning a rapid, large-scale outpouring. A barrage of hailstones as big as hens' eggs can easily shatter windows. Or, a barrage of cheers may greet the World Series champions. Now you say barrage. Barrage. Repeat the word barrage.
Bigot. Bigot. Bigot is a noun meaning an intolerant, prejudiced person. A fair-minded person may refuse to associate with a bigot. And a person who is intolerant of others is a bigot. Well, it's your turn. Say bigot. Bigot. Once again. Bigot.
Designate. Designate. Designate functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb meaning to indicate or to appoint, or as an adjective that means selected but not yet installed. You may want to designate a quiet space where you can study, and the Student Council designate is eager to take part in future meetings. Now let's hear you say designate, designate, and again, designate.
Diversity. Diversity. Diversity is a noun meaning difference, or a condition of having many different types. The United States is a country of great ethnic and cultural diversity. Also, a science museum may be remarkable for the diversity of its hands-on exhibits. Now you say diversity. Diversity. Repeat the word diversity.
Enigma. Enigma. Enigma is a noun meaning someone or something extremely puzzling, or something that cannot be understood or explained. It had not rained, so the muddy footprints were an enigma to the detective. Or, the message was an enigma because we did not know the secret code. Your turn. Say enigma. Enigma. And again, enigma. Gloat. Gloat. Gloat is a verb meaning to look at or think about with great intensity and satisfaction, or to take great personal joy in. Happy fans may gloat when their team wins the championship. Or, it may be hard for a winner not to gloat after an intense competition with a rival. Now you say gloat. Gloat. Repeat the word. Gloat.
Global. Global. Global is an adjective meaning of, relating to, or involving the entire world, or comprehensive. You may want to read the memoirs of a famous global traveler. Or, it is vital that we find a global solution to the problem of world hunger. Your turn. Say global. Global. One more time. Global. Illusion. Illusion. Illusion is a noun meaning a false idea or something that one seems to see but that really doesn't exist. A young person may have the illusion that she or he will live forever. Also, an artist may use perspective to give the illusion of depth on a two-dimensional surface. Now you say illusion. Illusion. Repeat the word. Illusion. Infuriate. Infuriate. Infuriate is a verb meaning to make very angry. A new biography may fascinate some readers, but infuriate others. And having to wait in a long line for movie tickets infuriates some people. Now let's hear you say infuriate. Infuriate. And again. Infuriate. Motivate. Motivate. Motivate is a verb meaning to provide with a reason for doing, or to push on to some goal. A novelist may be criticized for not adequately motivating her or his characters. Or, throughout history, the desire for fame and fortune has motivated many explorers. Now it's your turn. Say motivate. Motivate. One more time. Motivate.
Pacifist. Pacifist. Pacifist functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun, meaning a person who is against war or violence, or as an adjective that means opposing war or violence. He is a pacifist and tries to discourage disagreements among his friends. Activists may carry signs bearing pacifist slogans. Now you try the word. Say pacifist. Pacifist. Once more. Pacifist.
Cue. Cue. Cue also functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun meaning a line of people waiting for something. Or cue can be a verb that means to form such a line. To a person in a hurry, the queue for taxis at an airport may seem to move too slowly. Or, in kindergarten, children learn to queue up by height. Now you say queue. Queue. Repeat the word. Queue. Restrict. Restrict. Restrict is a verb meaning to keep within set limits, or to confine. Your parents may restrict the number of hours you can watch television on school nights. And the office of President of the United States is restricted by the Constitution to citizens born in this country. Your turn. Say restrict. Restrict. One more time. Restrict. Sage. Sage. Sage functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as an adjective meaning wise. Or sage can be used as a noun that means a very wise person. The Founding Fathers gave us a government with a sage system of checks and balances. Confucius was a philosopher, teacher, and sage who lived in China about 2,500 years ago. Or, King Solomon was renowned as a sage and as a poet. Now it's your turn. Say sage, sage, and again, sage. Slake, slake. Slake is a verb meaning to satisfy, relieve, or bring to an end. People going on a long hike may take along some trail mix to slake their hunger. And a person may have a desire for knowledge that no amount of study can slake. Now you say slake, slake. Try the word again, slake. Terrain, terrain. Terrain is a noun meaning the landscape or a field of knowledge. A vehicle the size of a microwave oven was used to explore the terrain of Mars. Or, a person may take an adult education course that covers unfamiliar terrain. Now you try terrain, terrain. Repeat the word, terrain. Vocation, vocation. Vocation is a noun meaning a trade, profession, or occupation, or a sense of special calling for one's work. Guidance counselors help students explore vocations that may suit their interests and abilities. Also, a person who loves animals may have a vocation for veterinary medicine. Your turn. Say vocation, vocation. And again, vocation. Vow, vow. Vow functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun meaning a solemn or sacred promise. Vow can also be used as a verb that means to declare or promise in a solemn way. When immigrants become U.S. citizens, they take vows of loyalty to their adopted country. When taking the oath of office, a new president vows to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Now it's your turn. Say vow, vow. Once more, vow.
Waylay, waylay. Waylay is a verb meaning to lie in wait for and attack. The clever fox devised a plan to waylay the chickens in the pen. Or, we don't have the same schedule, so there was no opportunity to waylay my brother between classes to ask for a ride home. Now, you say waylay, waylay. And again, waylay.
Wither, wither. Wither is a verb meaning to dry up or sag, or to cause someone to feel ashamed or very small. A garden will wither if it does not receive adequate water. Also, when a person suffers a series of misfortunes, her or his spirits may wither. Well, you know the drill by now. Let's hear you say wither, wither. One more time, wither.
Unit 4.
Acquit, acquit. Acquit is a verb meaning to declare not guilty or discharge completely, or to conduct oneself. A jury may deliberate for several days before deciding to acquit a defendant. Or, our team acquitted itself well on the baseball diamond. Now you try to say acquit. Acquit. Repeat the word. Acquit. Deem. Deem. Deem is a verb meaning to believe or to have an opinion. A busy family may deem it important to eat dinner together at least once a week. And you may deem a certain charity worthy of your support. Now you try deem. Deem. One more time. Deem. Devastate. Devastate. Devastate is a verb meaning to destroy or lay waste. An early and prolonged cold spell may devastate a state citrus crop. Also, a person may be devastated by grief. Now it's your turn. Say devastate. Devastate. And again, devastate. Discredit. Discredit. Discredit functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb, meaning to throw doubt upon or to damage in reputation. Or, discredit can be used as a noun that means a loss or lack of belief, confidence, or reputation. A politician may use misleading campaign advertising to discredit an opponent. Contradictions in a witness's testimony may cast discredit on his or her reliability. Now you say discredit. Discredit. Repeat the word. Discredit. Elusive. Elusive. Elusive is an adjective meaning difficult to catch or hold, or hard to explain or understand. In the summer, children may try to catch elusive fireflies. And you may find the exact meaning of a particular poem elusive. Your turn. Say elusive. Elusive. Once again, elusive. Generate. Generate. Generate is a verb meaning to bring into existence or to be the cause of. A celebrity may use her or his fame to generate support for a worthy cause. Also, a store that treats its customers courteously is sure to generate a lot of repeat business. Now let's hear you say generate. Generate. Try the word again. Generate. Idolize. Idolize. Idolize is a verb meaning to worship as an idol or to love very much. A grateful nation may idolize its wartime heroes. Or, most grandparents idolize their grandchildren. Your turn. Say idolize. Idolize. One more time. Idolize. Ingratitude. Ingratitude. Ingratitude is a noun, meaning a lack of thankfulness. One of the characters in Shakespeare's As You Like It says the winter wind is not so unkind as man's ingratitude. And you may be deeply hurt if someone repays your thoughtfulness with rudeness and ingratitude. Now let's hear you say ingratitude. Ingratitude. And again, ingratitude. Keepsake. Keepsake. Keepsake is a noun, meaning something kept in memory of the giver, or souvenir. You may have a quilt or needlework sampler that is a keepsake from your grandmother. Or, some people like to buy a knick-knack or other small keepsake from each place they visit on vacation. Now you say keepsake. Keepsake. Repeat the word. Keepsake.
Mortal. Mortal. Mortal functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun that means a being that must eventually die. Mortal can also be used as an adjective, meaning relating to such a being causing death or possible or conceivable. It may sometimes be hard to believe that a great athlete is a mere mortal. Even the greatest thinkers are mortal, but their ideas may live forever. Now you say mortal. Mortal. Say it again. Mortal.
Ovation. Ovation. Ovation is a noun, meaning an enthusiastic public welcome or an outburst of applause. The convention delegates gave the presidential nominee a lengthy standing ovation. Also, after the ovation died down, the candidate delivered a memorable acceptance speech. Now you try the word. Say ovation. Ovation. Once more. Ovation. Petty. Petty. Petty is an adjective meaning unimportant, narrow-minded, or minor. Something that seems petty to one person may be vitally important to someone else. And a person may be petty and mean-spirited. Now let's hear you say petty. Petty. Try the word again. Petty. Plight. Plight. Plight functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun, meaning a bad condition or state. Or, plight can be used as a verb that means to promise solemnly. The famous television documentary, Harvest of Shame, raised public awareness of the plight of migrant farm workers. In a marriage ceremony, the phrase, "I plight my troth," means I give my word. Now you say plight. Plight. Repeat the word. Plight. Repent. Repent. Repent is a verb meaning to feel sorry for what one has done or failed to do. You may repent not having thanked someone properly for a gift. Or, a person may repent not accepting a particular job offer. Now it's your turn. Say repent. Repent. And again, repent. Reverie. Reverie. Reverie is a noun meaning a daydream or the condition of being lost in thought. You may spend an hour in pleasant reveries about your summer vacation. Or, the French novelist Victor Hugo wrote, "Thought is the labor of the intellect, reverie is its pleasure." Now you say reverie. Reverie. Try the word again. Reverie.
Revocation. Revocation. Revocation is a noun meaning an act of calling back or an annulment or cancellation. After most people complained, there was a revocation of the library's policy about lost books, and a disagreement may lead to a revocation of a business deal. Well, it's your turn now. Say revocation. Revocation. One more time. Revocation.
Scan. Scan. Scan functions as two parts of speech. It can be a verb, meaning to examine closely, to look over quickly but thoroughly, or to analyze the rhythm of a poem. Or, scan can be a noun that means an examination. Whale watchers may scan the waves for hours looking for signs of the great mammals. And a person may scan the employment ads in the newspaper when searching for a new job. Or, only an X-ray scan will rule out broken bones. Now you say scan. Scan. Repeat the word. Scan. Strand. Strand. Strand also functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun, meaning a beach or shore, or a string of wire, hair, or the like. Or, strand can be used as a verb that means to drive or run aground, or to leave in a hopeless position. You may enjoy a walk along a tropical strand at sunset. And a florist may use strands of colorful ribbon to tie up a bouquet. An inexperienced navigator may strand a boat on a sandbar in shallow water. Or, unlucky travelers may be stranded in a foreign city when they lose their money and passports. Now let's hear you say strand. Strand. One more time. Strand.
Strife. Strife. Strife is a noun meaning bitter disagreement or fighting. The brothers didn't like sharing, so there can be some strife between them. And there is always a lot of strife about whose turn it is to do the dishes. Now you say strife. Strife. And again, strife.
Topple. Topple. Topple is a verb meaning to fall forward or to overturn. A baby may topple over many times while learning to walk. Or, in the 1790s, revolutionaries toppled the government of France and executed the king. Well, by now you know the drill. Say topple. Topple. Once again, topple.
Unit 5.
Acute. Acute. Acute is an adjective with several meanings, including with a sharp point, keen and alert, sharp and severe, or rising quickly to a high point and lasting for a short time. A person with poor eyesight may have an acute sense of hearing, or a person may suffer from acute attacks of indigestion. Now you say acute. Acute. Repeat the word. Acute.
Bluster. Bluster. Bluster functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb, meaning to talk or act in a noisy and threatening way, or to blow in stormy gusts. And as a noun that means loud and threatening speech. The wind blusters and tears leaves from the trees. No one was frightened by the villain's bluster. Now you try bluster. Bluster. One more time. Bluster.
Bungle. Bungle. Bungle is a verb meaning to act clumsily and awkwardly, or to ruin through clumsiness. Stage fright may cause an inexperienced performer to bungle his or her lines. And a surgeon who bungles an operation may be sued for malpractice. Now it's your turn. Say bungle. Bungle. And again. Bungle.
Commentary. Commentary. Commentary is a noun meaning notes clarifying or explaining something or an expression of opinion. The book of poetry includes commentaries about some of the poems. Or, I enjoy listening to the commentaries of the judges at the pet show. Now you say commentary. Commentary. Repeat the word. Commentary.
Duration. Duration. Duration is a noun meaning the length of time something continues or lasts. Airplane passengers are advised to keep their seatbelts fastened securely for the duration of the flight. And it is a good idea to keep snow tires on your car for the duration of the winter. Your turn. Say duration. Duration. Once again. Duration. Eerie. Eerie. Eerie is an adjective meaning causing fear because of strangeness or weird or mysterious. Eerie music may help to make a horror movie scary. Also, at dawn, a rainforest may be filled with the eerie sounds of animals announcing their presence. Now let's hear you say eerie. Eerie. Try the word again. Eerie. Facet. Facet. Facet is a noun, meaning one of the cut surfaces of a gem, or one aspect of a subject. A diamond in an engagement ring may have many facets, or an exciting plot may be just one facet of a great novel. Your turn. Say facet. Facet. One more time. Facet. Fidelity. Fidelity. Fidelity is a noun, meaning the state of being faithful, or accuracy in details. Fidelity to friends in good times and bad is an admirable quality. And a botanical artist may be praised for the fidelity of her or his work. Now let's hear you say fidelity. Fidelity. And again. Fidelity. Fray. Fray. Fray functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun that means a brawl or noisy quarrel. Fray can also be used as a verb, meaning to wear away by rubbing, to make ragged, or to irritate. Several people were injured in the fray that broke out among fans of the opposing teams. Your favorite sweater may fray at the elbows. Now you say fray. Fray. Repeat the word. Fray. Headstrong. Headstrong. Headstrong is an adjective meaning willful or stubborn. A novel may feature a beautiful and headstrong heroine. And two headstrong people may find it difficult to work together. Now it's your turn. Say headstrong. Headstrong. Once again, headstrong. Inhabitant. Inhabitant. Inhabitant is a noun meaning a person or animal living permanently in a given place. Many summer resorts have only a small number of year-round inhabitants. Also, the giant panda is one of the most elusive inhabitants of China's bamboo forests. Now you try the word. Say inhabitant. Inhabitant. Once more. Inhabitant.
Numb. Numb. Numb functions as two parts of speech. It can be an adjective that means having lost feeling or movement, or a verb, meaning to dull the feelings of, or to cause to lose feeling. My cold and numb fingers were warmed by the heat of the fireplace. And if your shoes are too tight, they may numb your toes. Now let's hear you say numb. Numb. Try the word again. Numb.
Pacify. Pacify. Pacify is a verb, meaning to make peaceful or to soothe. The manager of a store may try to pacify a dissatisfied customer. Or, some people find that music pacifies a troubled spirit. Now you say pacify. Pacify. Repeat the word. Pacify. Ravenous. Ravenous. Ravenous is an adjective meaning greedy, very hungry, or eager for satisfaction. Bears just coming out of hibernation are usually ravenous. And an inquisitive person may be ravenous for knowledge. Now it's your turn. Say ravenous. Ravenous. And again, ravenous. Refute. Refute. Refute is a verb, meaning to prove incorrect. It is a defense lawyer's job to try to refute the prosecution's case. Also, newly discovered scientific data may effectively refute an old theory. Now you say refute. Refute. Try the word again. Refute.
Remorse. Remorse. Remorse is a noun meaning deep and painful regret for past misdeeds. I was filled with remorse after our disagreement. Or she was filled with remorse because she lost her sister's bracelet. Well, it's your turn now. Say remorse. Remorse. One more time. Remorse.
Setback. Setback. Setback is a noun, meaning something that interferes with progress, a disappointment or defeat, or a step-like recess in a wall. A person recovering from a serious illness may unexpectedly suffer a major setback. And a person who experiences a series of business setbacks may become discouraged. Now you say setback. Setback. Repeat the word. Setback. Smug. Smug. Smug is an adjective meaning overly self-satisfied or self-righteous. A celebrity may make overly smug replies to a reporter's questions. Similarly, a smug sense of well-being may dominate someone's personality. Now let's hear you say smug. Smug. Once more. Smug. Synopsis. Synopsis. Synopsis is a noun, meaning a brief statement giving a general view of a subject, or a summary. An article in a medical journal may begin with a synopsis of the study being reported. Also, a friend may give you a synopsis of his or her plans for the future. Now you say synopsis. Synopsis. And again, synopsis. Tarry. Tarry. Tarry is a verb meaning to delay leaving, to linger, or to stay for a while. Diners in a restaurant may tarry over a second cup of coffee. And you may decide to tarry in the park on a warm autumn afternoon. Well, by now you know the drill. Say tarry. Tarry. Once again, tarry.
Unit 6.
Agenda. Agenda. Agenda is a noun meaning the program for a meeting, or an outline or plan of things to be done or considered. Everyone attending a conference may be given a detailed agenda of activities and meetings. Or, a year of study in a foreign country may be part of your college agenda. Now you say agenda. Agenda. Repeat the word. Agenda. Amiable. Amiable. Amiable is an adjective meaning friendly or good-natured. A meeting may be amiable even though controversial issues are being discussed. And two teammates may have an intense but amiable rivalry. Now you say amiable. Amiable. Try the word again. Amiable. Befuddle. Befuddle. Befuddle is a verb meaning to confuse or make stupid. Income tax forms may befuddle you the first time you try to fill them out. And extreme fatigue may befuddle a person's brain. Now you say befuddle. Befuddle. Repeat the word. Befuddle. Blight. Blight. Blight functions as two parts of speech. It can be a noun meaning a disease that causes plants to wither and die, or a condition of disease or ruin. Or blight can be used as a verb that means to destroy or ruin. Many people consider large highway billboards a blight on the landscape. And a mysterious blight may be killing the trees in your town park. Acid rain blights crops and rivers. And drugs and alcohol blight many young lives. Now it's your turn. Say blight. Blight. And again, blight. Boisterous. Boisterous. Boisterous is an adjective meaning cheerfully rough and noisy or high-spirited. During recess, a group of school children may engage in boisterous play, and supporters of a winning candidate may have a boisterous celebration on election night. Now it's your turn. Say boisterous. Boisterous. Once again, boisterous. Clarity. Clarity. Clarity is a noun meaning clearness or accuracy. A defense attorney may argue her case with clarity and forcefulness. Or a singer may receive special praise for the clarity of her or his diction. Now let's hear you say clarity. Clarity. Try the word again. Clarity. Compliant. Compliant. Compliant is an adjective meaning willing to do what someone else wants, or obedient. A compliant person may be anxious to please others. Also, parents may wish their children were more compliant. Your turn. Say compliant. Compliant. One more time. Compliant. Conserve. Conserve. Conserve is a verb meaning to preserve, to keep from being damaged, lost, or wasted, or to save. Many zoos are participating in international efforts to conserve endangered species. And athletes who compete in a triathlon need to conserve their strength in order to complete all 3 events. Now let's hear you say conserve. Conserve. And again, conserve. Debut. Debut. Debut functions as 2 parts of speech. It can be used as a noun that means a first public appearance or a formal entrance into society. Debut can also be used as a verb meaning to make a first appearance. A play that is a hit in London may make its Broadway debut the following year. A new television series may debut as a Sunday night movie. Well, it's your turn now. Say debut. Debut. Repeat the word debut.
Gory. Gory. Gory is an adjective meaning very bloody or marked by bloodshed, slaughter, or violence. Red paint was used in the play to make the actor's costume look gory. Or the mural depicting a famous battle was rather gory. Now it's your turn. Say gory. Gory. Once more. Gory.
Gross. Gross. Gross can be used as 3 parts of speech. It can be an adjective meaning vulgar, very noticeable, or total. Or gross can be a noun meaning an overall total, or 12 dozen. Gross can also be a verb that means to earn. Many people are offended by gross jokes. An office manager may order a gross of red pencils. A blockbuster movie may gross millions of dollars over a single weekend. Now you try the word. Say gross. Gross. Once more. Gross.
Induce. Induce. Induce is a verb meaning to cause or to persuade. Exposure to dust and pollen may induce an allergic reaction in some people. And a clever advertising campaign may induce you to buy something you don't really need. Now let's hear you say induce. Induce. Try the word again. Induce. Leeway. Leeway. Leeway is a noun meaning extra space for moving along a route, allowance for mistakes or inaccuracies, or margin of error. It is advisable to give yourself an hour's leeway when traveling to an airport to catch a plane. Also, in a cake recipe, there is usually no leeway to change the proportions of key ingredients. Now you say leeway. Leeway. Repeat the word. Leeway. Limber. Limber. Limber functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun that means flexible. Limber can also be used as a verb meaning to cause to become flexible. It is important for a figure skater to be both strong and limber. A guitarist may do special exercises to limber up his or her fingers before playing. Now it's your turn. Say limber. Limber. Once again, limber. Maze. Maze. Maze is a noun meaning a network of paths through which it is hard to find one's way, or something very confusing. A new employee may at first have trouble finding her or his desk among the maze of offices and cubicles surrounding it. And to an untrained eye, an architect's blueprints may look like a maze. Now you say maze. Maze. Try the word again. Maze. Oracle. Oracle. Oracle is a noun meaning someone or something that can predict the future. A political oracle may forecast the results of a presidential election long before the actual voting takes place. Also, some people consider the groundhog a dependable oracle for the arrival of spring. Well, it's your turn now. Say oracle. Oracle. One more time. Oracle.
Partisan. Partisan. Partisan functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun meaning a strong supporter of a person, party, or cause, or as an adjective meaning strongly supporting one side only. Our class is a partisan of sea turtle preservation and raises awareness for the cause. Her partisan views made her unlikely moderator for the discussion. Now you say partisan. Partisan. Repeat the word. Partisan.
Reimburse. Reimburse. Reimburse is a verb meaning to pay back or to give payment for. An employee is usually reimbursed for travel expenses relating to business. And most stores will reimburse a customer for an item that has been returned. Now it's your turn. Say reimburse. Reimburse. Once more. Reimburse. Vacate. Vacate. Vacate is a verb that means to go away from, to make empty, or to void or annul. After a fire, tenants may have to vacate their apartments temporarily. Or, at the last minute, negotiators for labor and management may decide to vacate their agreement. Now you say vacate. Vacate. Once again, vacate.
Vagabond. Vagabond. Vagabond functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun that means an idle wanderer, or as an adjective, meaning wandering or irresponsible. The couple's retirement plan is to buy a recreational vehicle and become vagabonds. Or she wants to travel without responsibilities and live a vagabond life. You know the drill by now. Say vagabond. Vagabond. Once again, vagabond.
Unit 7.
Authorize. Authorize. Authorize is a verb meaning to approve or permit or to give power or authority to. A public figure may authorize someone to write her or his biography. Or the company president authorized a lawyer to discuss company business. Now, let's hear you say authorize. Authorize. Try the word again. Authorize. Culprit. Culprit. Culprit is a noun, meaning a person who has committed a crime or is guilty of some misconduct, an offender. The culprit was asked to return the stolen bicycle to its owner. And the culprit who raided our vegetable garden turned out to be a rabbit. Now it's your turn. Say culprit. Culprit. And again, culprit.
Dawdle. Dawdle. Dawdle is a verb meaning to waste time, to be idle, or to spend more time doing something than is necessary. If you dawdle on your way to school, you will be late for class. Or, people who don't really want to do something tend to dawdle. Now you say dawdle. Dawdle. Repeat the word dawdle.
Dissect. Dissect. Dissect is a verb meaning to cut apart for a scientific study, to analyze with great care. The students dissected a tulip stem in science class. The critic dissected the movie's plot in his scathing review. Your turn. Say dissect. Dissect. Once again, dissect.
Expend. Expend. Expend is a verb meaning to pay out or to use up. A company's accountants keep track of how each department expends its share of the budget. Or, a general may caution his troops not to expend all their ammunition against the first wave of enemy troops. Now let's hear you say expend. Expend. Try the word again. Expend. Fatality. Fatality. Fatality is a noun meaning an event resulting in death or an accidental death. Forest fires cause untold fatalities among the wildlife population every year. Also, the use of seat belts has helped to reduce the number of fatalities in automobile accidents. Your turn. Say fatality. Fatality. One more time. Fatality.
Gullible. Gullible. Gullible is an adjective meaning easily fooled, tricked, or cheated. Only a gullible person believes that you can learn to play the violin without practicing. And the ad makes false promises that may fool gullible people. Now, let's hear you say gullible. Gullible. And again, gullible. Illicit. Illicit. Illicit is an adjective that means not permitted, unlawful, or improper. Cheating on a test is an example of an illicit behavior. And a probe of the company's records revealed it was involved in illicit practices. Well, it's your turn now. Say illicit. Illicit. Once more. Illicit.
Immerse. Immerse. Immerse is a verb meaning to plunge into a fluid or to involve deeply. A hippopotamus may immerse itself in mud in order to keep cool during the heat of the day. Or, to succeed at college or university, students must immerse themselves in their studies. Now it's your turn. Pronounce the word immerse. Immerse. Once again, immerse.
Inflammatory. Inflammatory. Inflammatory is an adjective meaning causing excitement or anger, or leading to violence or disorder. The chairperson's inflammatory comments upset everyone at the meeting. Using inflammatory language can lead to bitter resentment among friends. Now you try the word. Say inflammatory. Inflammatory. Repeat the word. Inflammatory.
Memorandum. Memorandum. Memorandum is a noun that means a note to aid one's memory or an informed note or report. Some people write a daily memorandum of things they need to do. Or, the head of a government department may write a memorandum summarizing a recent meeting. Now let's hear you say memorandum. Memorandum. Try the word again. Memorandum. Pathetic. Pathetic. Pathetic is an adjective that has several meanings, including marked by strong emotion, especially pity and sorrow, able to move people emotionally, worthy of pity, or woefully inadequate. A writer may be known for pathetic stories about lonely people. And the survivors of a natural disaster may be in a pathetic condition. Now you say pathetic. Pathetic. Repeat the word. Pathetic.
Persevere. Persevere. Persevere is a verb meaning to keep doing something in spite of difficulties, or to refuse to quit, even when the going gets tough. Someone may persevere in his or her chosen career despite setbacks and disappointments. The author persevered and wrote not only one book, but a whole series of books about the same character. Now it's your turn to say persevere. Persevere. And again, persevere. Prevaricate. Prevaricate. Prevaricate is a verb meaning to lie, tell an untruth, or to mislead on purpose. If you want people to believe you, you should try never to prevaricate. The child was tempted to prevaricate, but answered honestly about the broken vase. Now you say prevaricate. Prevaricate. Try the word again. Prevaricate. Quash. Quash. Quash is a verb meaning to crush or put down completely. Their mother quashed their plans to visit the museum on Friday. On rare occasions, a judge may quash a jury's verdict. Your turn. Say quash. Quash. One more time. Quash.
Relish. Relish. Relish functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun meaning enjoyment or satisfaction, or something that adds a pleasing flavor. Or relish can be used as a verb that means to enjoy greatly. A person may have little relish for sports. Your family may relish camping in a different national park each summer. Now you say relish. Relish. Repeat the word. Relish. Reminisce. Reminisce. Reminisce is a verb meaning to recall one's past thoughts, feelings, or experiences. A person may reminisce endlessly about his or her childhood. Or, you and your family may reminisce about all the wonderful Thanksgiving dinners you have shared. Now it's your turn. Say reminisce. Reminisce. Once more. Reminisce. Scar. Scar. Scar is a verb meaning to clean or polish by hard rubbing, to examine with great care, or to move about quickly in search of. No one likes having to scour a greasy oven. And detectives routinely scour a crime scene for clues. Now you say scour. Scar. And again. Scar.
Testimonial. Testimonial. Testimonial is a noun meaning a statement that speaks to a person's character or to the benefits of a product, expressing the value and worth of someone or something. The teacher's letter of recommendation was a testimonial that explained her students' strengths. Or the success of this new product is due in part to the testimonials from satisfied customers. Now you say testimonial. Testimonial. Try the word again. Testimonial.
Writhe. Writhe. Writhe is a verb meaning to twist or turn in a way that suggests pain or struggle. A person may writhe in silent anger. Or, a narrow path may writhe up the side of a mountain. Well, by now you know the drill. Say writhe. And again.
Unit 8.
Affluence. Affluence. Affluence is a noun meaning wealth, riches, or prosperity or great abundance. A person may live simply despite great affluence, or the mild climate and rich soil yielded an affluence of corn. Now, let's hear you say affluence. Affluence. Try the word again. Affluence. Arrears. Arrears. Arrears is a plural noun meaning unpaid and overdue debts, or an unfinished duty. If you owe money to somebody, you are in arrears. Or a person may have to work overtime to catch up on a project that is in arrears. Now you try arrears. Arrears. One more time. Arrears.
Cascade. Cascade. Cascade functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun, meaning a steep, narrow waterfall, or something falling or rushing forth in quantity. Or, cascade can be used as a verb that means to flow downward like a waterfall. A cascade of snow may tumble from a roof during a storm. Sunlight may cascade through a skylight in the roof of a house. And molten lava may cascade down the slopes of a volcano. Now you say cascade. Cascade. Repeat the word. Cascade. Cringe. Cringe. Cringe is a verb meaning to shrink back or hide in fear or submissiveness. Many dogs cringe when they hear fireworks or other very loud noises. Also, young recruits may cringe inwardly when their drill sergeant barks an order. Now it's your turn. Say cringe. Cringe. And again, cringe. Crotchety. Crotchety. Crotchety is an adjective meaning cranky and ill-tempered, or full of odd whims. The crotchety old miser Ebenezer Scrooge may be the best-known character created by Charles Dickens. And in most families, there is at least one person who is crotchety and eccentric. Your turn. Say crotchety. Crotchety. Once again, crotchety. Immobile. Immobile. Immobile is an adjective, meaning not movable or not moving. Some drawers of a piece of furniture may be immobile and merely decorative. Also, because of a serious accident, highway traffic may be backed up and immobile for miles. Your turn. Say immobile. Immobile. One more time. Immobile. Impassable. Impassable. Impassable is an adjective, meaning blocked so nothing can go through. After a cave-in, some tunnels in a mine may be impassable. Or, hikers may find some forest trails impassable. Now let's hear you say impassable. Impassable. And again, impassable. Innovation. Innovation. Innovation is a noun, meaning something new or the act of introducing something new. Some people are by nature reluctant to accept any kind of innovation. And innovations in medical technology are making it easier for doctors to diagnose and treat seriously ill patients. And innovation is the lifeblood of the computer software industry. Now you say innovation. Innovation. Repeat the word. Innovation. Jovial. Jovial. Jovial is an adjective meaning good-humored or merry. A person may treasure an evening of jovial conversation with good friends. Also, a jovial host and hostess will take the time to make each guest feel welcome. Now it's your turn. Say jovial. Jovial. Once again, jovial.
Manacle. Manacle. Manacle functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun, meaning a handcuff or anything that chains or confines, or as a verb that means to chain or restrain. An angry King Kong broke free of the manacles binding his arms. Or the magician performed a trick while his hands were manacled together. Now you try manacle. Manacle. Once more. Manacle.
Martial. Martial. Martial is an adjective meaning warlike or relating to war, the army, or military life. A Veterans Day parade may include bands playing martial music. And, for centuries, Japan was governed by martial rulers called shoguns. Now let's hear you say martial. Martial. Try the word again. Martial. Minimum. Minimum. Minimum functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun that means the smallest possible amount. Minimum can also be used as an adjective, meaning the lowest permissible or possible. If you are saving for something special, you should try to keep your expenses to a minimum. It is advisable to pay more than the minimum amount on credit card debt each month. Now you say minimum. Minimum. Repeat the word. Minimum. Nimble. Nimble. Nimble is an adjective meaning quick and skillful in movement, or clever. Orangutans and other tree-dwelling apes are nimble climbers. Or, a new film may be praised for its nimble and witty dialogue. It's your turn. Say nimble, nimble, and again, nimble. Onset. Onset. Onset is a noun, meaning the beginning or start of something violent or destructive, or an attack. The early onset of winter may take some people by surprise, and a general may not have time to position his troops to withstand the onset of the enemy. Now you say onset, onset. Try the word again, onset. Partition. Partition. Partition functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun, meaning something that divides, or the act of dividing something into parts or sections. Or, partition can be used as a verb that means to divide into parts or shares. In some high-rise apartment buildings, partitions are used to separate adjoining terraces. In 1989, the wall that partitioned the city of Berlin was torn down. Now it's your turn. Try the word partition. Partition. One more time. Partition. Perishable. Perishable. Perishable is an adjective, meaning likely to spoil or decay. Perishable items must be packed carefully for mailing. Also, many skills are perishable unless they are practiced regularly. Now you say perishable, perishable. Repeat the word, perishable. Retrieve. Retrieve. Retrieve is a verb meaning to find and bring back, or to put right. Divers may be used to retrieve the wreckage of a plane that has crashed at sea. Or, a person who has gone bankrupt may find it difficult to retrieve a good credit rating. Your turn. Say retrieve. Retrieve. One more time. Retrieve. Sinister. Sinister. Sinister is an adjective meaning appearing evil or dangerous, or threatening evil or harm. An amusement park's sinister haunted house may be especially popular on Halloween. And a sinister spy master is the villain in many thrillers. Now you say sinister, sinister. And again, sinister. Taut. Taut. Taut is an adjective, meaning tightly drawn or tense, or neat and in good order. A needleworker may use metal or wooden hoops to keep fabric taut while embroidering it. Or, most captains prefer to run a taut ship. Well, you know the drill by now. Say taut, taut. And again, taut.
Template. Template. Template is a noun meaning a pattern, typically in the form of metal, wood, or plastic, or something that is used as a model to imitate. We used a template while cutting the circles so that they would all be the same size. Or our teacher provided a template to use for writing the report. Now you say template. Template. Try the word again. Template.
Unit 9.
Avenge. Avenge. Avenge is a verb, meaning to get revenge for or to punish someone or get satisfaction for a wrong or injury. By winning today, the soccer team avenged its loss in the previous game. And after misspelling an easy word, she wanted to avenge her honor in another spelling bee. Now let's hear you say avenge. Avenge. Try the word again. Avenge.
Cede. Cede. Cede is a verb meaning to give up, to surrender, or to hand over. After World War I, Germany was obliged to cede some of its territory to Poland. And, by failing to call up his reserves quickly enough, the general ceded victory to the enemy commander. Now you try cede. Cede. One more time. Cede. Deluge. Deluge. Deluge functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun meaning a great flood, a heavy rain, or anything that comes in vast quantity. Or deluge can be used as a verb, meaning to flood. A deluge of job applications may overwhelm a personnel office. Rainstorms deluged parts of Southern California for 10 straight days. Now it's your turn. Say deluge. Deluge. Repeat the word. Deluge.
Discretion. Discretion. Discretion is a noun, meaning good judgment, care in speech and action, or freedom to judge or to choose. The principal always uses discretion when speaking about matters related to the school. Guided tours usually allow some free time to be used at the discretion of the individual traveler. Now you say discretion. Discretion. Try the word again. Discretion.
Giddy. Giddy. Giddy is an adjective meaning dizzy, lightheaded, or lacking seriousness. Some people like the giddy feeling they get from many amusement park rides. Also, giddy situation comedies are a mainstay of television programming. Your turn. Say giddy. Giddy. Once again. Giddy.
Impact. Impact. Impact is a noun meaning the striking of one object against another or the shock caused by a collision. The crater was formed by the impact of an asteroid on the moon's surface. A well-made helmet will protect a skater's head from the impact of a fall. Well, it's your turn now. Say impact. Impact. Once more. Impact. Intimidate. Intimidate. Intimidate is a verb meaning to make timid or frightened by threats, or to use fear to get someone to do or not to do something. The pitcher used his knuckleball to intimidate batters. Warning signs were posted to intimidate anyone tempted to trespass on private property. Now you say intimidate. Intimidate. Try the word again. Intimidate. Liberate. Liberate. Liberate is a verb meaning to free from domination or to release. We should do all we can to liberate ourselves from false ideas. And the rescue team liberated the seal from the fishing net. Now you say liberate. Liberate. Try the word again. Liberate.
Logical. Logical. Logical is an adjective, meaning reasonable, or making use of reason and good sense. A student having strong leadership abilities may be the logical choice for class president, and a lawyer may defend the verdict in a case as a logical conclusion based on the evidence presented. Well, it's your turn now. Say logical. Logical. Once more. Logical.
Misrepresent. Misrepresent. Misrepresent is a verb meaning to give a false or untrue idea. A person with something to hide may intentionally misrepresent his or her past. Also, the jeweler misrepresented the value of the diamond, which turned out to be a fake. Now you say misrepresent. Misrepresent. Try the word again. Misrepresent.
Optional. Optional. Optional is an adjective, meaning left to one's own choice, or not required. A tour package may offer optional side trips to points of only secondary interest. And, in many private educational institutions, wearing a uniform is far from optional. Now you try optional. Optional. Once more. Optional. Outright. Outright. Outright functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as an adjective meaning complete, instantaneous, or without reservation. Outright can also be used as an adverb that means completely or instantaneously. A critic may dismiss a new play as an outright rip-off of an earlier hit. Not many people have enough money to purchase a new home outright. Now let's hear you say outright. Outright. Try the word again. Outright. Rendezvous. Rendezvous. Rendezvous can also be used as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb that means to meet according to a plan. Or rendezvous can be used as a noun, meaning a meeting by agreement, or a meeting place. The members of a tour group may be instructed to rendezvous in the hotel lobby at 6 p.m. A candlelit restaurant may be the ideal place for a romantic rendezvous. Now you say rendezvous. Rendezvous. Repeat the word. Rendezvous. Rotund. Rotund. Rotund is an adjective meaning rounded and plump, or full and rich in sound. The figures in the paintings of the Flemish artist Peter Paul Rubens are decidedly fleshy and rotund, and a singer's voice may be described as deep, dark, and rotund. Your turn. Say rotund. Rotund. And again, rotund. Saunter. Saunter. Saunter functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb meaning to stroll or to walk in an easy, leisurely way. Or saunter can be used as a noun that means a stroll. It is pleasant to sit on a park bench and watch people sauntering along. You may enjoy a saunter through a beautiful garden in springtime. Now you say saunter. Saunter. Try the word again. Saunter. Sluggish. Sluggish. Sluggish is an adjective meaning lazy, slow-moving, or dull and inactive. The three-toed sloth is a sluggish mammal that is native to Central and South America. Also, trading on the stock market may be sluggish on the day before a holiday weekend. Well, it's your turn now. Say sluggish. Sluggish. One more time. Sluggish.
Subordinate. Subordinate. Subordinate is an adjective meaning lower in rank or position, secondary, or as a noun meaning one who is in a lower position or under the orders of someone else. All federal courts are subordinate to the Supreme Court. Also, the chief executive of a company may give a great deal of responsibility to a trusted subordinate. Now you say subordinate. Subordinate. Repeat the word. Subordinate.
Tint. Tint. Tint functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun meaning a delicate color or a slight trace of something. Or tint can be used as a verb that means to give color to or to dye. A photographer may use filters of different tints to achieve special effects. The rising sun may tint the clouds a soft pink. Or a speaker's voice may be slightly tinted with nervousness. Your turn. Say tint. Tint. Once more. Tint. Variable. Variable. Variable also functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as an adjective that means likely to undergo change, or changeable. Variable can also be used as a noun, meaning a value or quantity that varies, or a symbol for such a value. The color of a chameleon's skin is variable. Many variables may affect a country's economic health. Or, you may be asked to solve an algebraic equation in which x is the variable. Now you say variable. Variable. And again, variable. Verge. Verge. Verge is another word that can be two parts of speech. It can function as a noun, meaning the point at which something begins or happens, the brink, or a border or edge. Verge also functions as a verb that means to incline or tend toward, or to be in the process of becoming something else. A jolly person may often be on the verge of laughter. A person's willingness to take risks may verge on recklessness. Well, by now you know the drill. Say verge. Verge. Once again, verge.
Unit 10.
Abominable. Abominable. Abominable is an adjective meaning arousing hatred, disgusting, detestable. Destroying someone else's property on purpose may be seen as an abominable offense. And the abominable weather forced the cancellation of the outdoor concert. Now you say abominable. Abominable. Try the word again. Abominable.
Bumbling. Bumbling. Bumbling functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as an adjective meaning blundering and awkward. Or bumbling can be used as a noun that means clumsiness. Someone's first attempt to speak a foreign language may be bumbling. A person may be deeply embarrassed by his or her bumbling in a delicate social situation. Now you try to say bumbling. Bumbling. One more time. Bumbling. Consequence. Consequence. Consequence is a noun meaning a result or importance. If you don't do your homework, you must be prepared to take the consequences. And treaties banning the testing of nuclear weapons are agreements of worldwide consequence. Now it's your turn. Say consequence. Consequence. And again, consequence. Delude. Delude. Delude is a verb meaning to fool or deceive, or to mislead utterly. In Shakespeare's tragedy, Hamlet deludes people into believing that he has gone mad. Or a magician deludes an audience, but it's all in fun. Now you say delude. Delude. Repeat the word. Delude. Dole. Dole. Dole functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb that means to give out in small amounts. Or dole can be used as a noun meaning money, food, or other necessities given as charity, or a small portion. Hikers who are lost may have to dole out water and food while waiting to be rescued. A family that has lost everything in a natural disaster may have to live for some time on a government dole. Your turn. Say dole. Dole. Once again, dole. Engulf. Engulf. Engulf is a verb meaning to swallow up or overwhelm. After a week of heavy rain, mudslides engulfed dozens of homes in the area. And unimaginable grief may engulf a person who has unexpectedly lost a young son or daughter. Now let's hear you say engulf. Engulf. Try the word again. Engulf. Foil. Foil. Foil functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb meaning to defeat or to keep from gaining some end. Foil can also be used as a noun that has several meanings, including a thin sheet of metal, a light fencing sword, or something serving as a contrast. In old-fashioned melodrama, the hero always foils the villain's evil schemes. Many tragic heroes in literature are accompanied by mischievous characters who serve as comic foils. Your turn. Say foil. Foil. One more time. Foil. Formulate. Formulate. Formulate is a verb meaning to express definitely or systematically, to devise, or to state as a formula. It is a good idea for every family to formulate a monthly budget. And Einstein formulated several important theories relating to physics. Now let's hear you say, formulate. Formulate. And again, formulate. Initiative. Initiative. Initiative is a noun meaning the taking of the first step, or the ability to act without being directed or urged from the outside. Many companies encourage employees to take the initiative in solving problems. Also, a self-starter may be defined as someone who always takes the initiative. Now you try initiative. Initiative. Once more, initiative.
Memento. Memento. Memento is a noun meaning something that serves as a reminder. She loved acting in the school play so much that she kept the program as a memento. And the family photo album is a treasured memento. Now you say memento. Memento. Try the word again. Memento.
Nonconformist. Nonconformist. Nonconformist functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun meaning a person who refuses to follow established ideas or ways of doing things. Or nonconformist can be used as an adjective that means of or relating to the unconventional. It has been said that many of the people who have done the most to change the world have been nonconformists. The First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution protects the right to free expression of nonconformist ideas. Now you try the word nonconformist. Nonconformist. Once more. Nonconformist. Null and void. Null and void. Null and void is an adjective meaning without legal force or effect, or no longer binding. When a person revises her or his will, the previous version is null and void. Or, a court of appeals may declare a lower court's ruling null and void. Now let's hear you say, null and void. Null and void. Try the word again. Null and void. Panorama. Panorama. Panorama is a noun meaning a wide, unobstructed view, a complete survey, a continuously passing or changing scene, or range or spectrum. On a cross-country train trip, passengers can enjoy a spectacular panorama of forests, prairies, mountains, and deserts. Also, a collection of essays on the subject of the American legal system may present a panorama of opinions. Now you say, panorama, panorama. Repeat the word, panorama. Posterity. Posterity. Posterity is a noun meaning all of a person's offspring, or all future generations. Parents strive to pass on their values and ideals to their posterity. And it is our duty as responsible citizens to conserve our precious natural resources for posterity. Now it's your turn. Say, posterity. Posterity. And again, posterity. Pry. Pry. Pry is a verb meaning to pull loose by force, to look at closely or inquisitively, or to be nosy. You may have to pry open old weather-damaged windows. Or, it is sometimes dangerous to pry into matters that are none of your business. Now you say, pry. Pry. Try the word again, pry. Refurbish. Refurbish. Refurbish is a verb meaning to brighten, freshen, or polish, or to restore. A fresh coat of paint and new curtains may be all you need to refurbish your room. Also, local businesses may contribute funds to help refurbish the town library's book collection and cataloging system. Well, it's your turn now. Say, refurbish. Refurbish. One more time. Refurbish. Resourceful. Resourceful. Resourceful is an adjective meaning able to deal promptly and effectively with problems, or clever in finding ways and means of getting along. A resourceful chef can usually correct cooking mishaps easily and quickly. Or, a person must be extremely resourceful when dealing with tired or cranky children. Now you say, resourceful, resourceful. Repeat the word, resourceful. Rigorous, rigorous. Rigorous is an adjective meaning severe or strict or thoroughly logical. The conditions of life in such areas of the world as the Arctic or Antarctica are indeed rigorous. Also, a research project may be carried out according to rigorous and exacting scientific standards. Now it's your turn. Say rigorous, rigorous. Once more, rigorous. Subsequent, subsequent. Subsequent is an adjective meaning coming after or following in time, place, or order. Subsequent to graduation from middle school, a student may choose to attend a high school that offers special programs in science or music and art. Or, although the first scene of the play takes place on the battlefield, subsequent scenes are set in the king's castle. Now you say subsequent, subsequent. And again, subsequent. Unerring, unerring. Unerring is an adjective meaning making no mistakes, faultless, or completely accurate. Some people have an unerring sense of direction, even in unfamiliar surroundings. Also, a comedian may be an unerring mimic of other people's voices and mannerisms. Well, by now you know the drill. Say unerring, unerring. Once again, unerring.
Unit 11.
Alias. Alias. Alias functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun, meaning an assumed name, or an adjective, meaning otherwise called. We learned that our favorite author writes other books using an alias. Mr. Williams, alias Mr. Fix-It, has opened his second bicycle repair shop. Now you say alias. Alias. Try the word again. Alias.
Amble, amble. Amble also functions as two parts of speech. It can be a verb meaning to walk slowly or stroll. Amble can also be used as a noun that means an easy pace or a leisurely walk. In springtime, bird watchers may amble through a nature preserve looking for migrating songbirds. Many people enjoy an amble along a beach at sunset. Now you try amble. Amble. One more time. Amble. Burly. Burly. Burly is an adjective that means big and strong or muscular. A celebrity may hire a burly individual to serve as a bodyguard. And superheroes in animated cartoons usually have incredibly burly arms and shoulders. Now it's your turn. Say burly, burly. And again, burly. Distort, distort. Distort is a verb meaning to give a false or misleading account of, or to twist out of shape. During an election campaign, a candidate may make statements that distort an opponent's record. Or, the impact of a collision may distort the frame of an automobile. Now you say distort. Distort. Repeat the word. Distort. Dogged. Dogged. Dogged is an adjective meaning persistent or refusing to give up. A reporter's dogged investigation of a story may bring important facts to light. Also, a disabled runner may make a dogged effort to complete a race. Your turn. Say, dogged, dogged. Once again, dogged. Dumbfounded, dumbfounded. Dumbfounded is an adjective meaning so amazed that one is unable to speak. Or, bewildered. A person who wins a lottery jackpot may be truly dumbfounded. And the average investor may be dumbfounded by the behavior of the stock market. Now let's hear you say dumbfounded. Dumbfounded. Try the word again. Dumbfounded. Extinct. Extinct. Extinct is an adjective meaning no longer in existence or gone out of use. Some animals once thought to be extinct have been found alive and well in remote areas of the world. Or, the wind-up phonograph has become extinct. Your turn. Say extinct. Extinct. One more time. Extinct. Grit. Grit. Grit also functions as two parts of speech. It can be a noun that means very fine sand or gravel, or courage in the face of hardship or danger. Grit can also be used as a verb meaning to grind or to make a grating sound. It takes a lot of grit to climb the world's highest mountains. You may hear a car grit on an unpaved road long before you actually see the vehicle. Well, it's your turn now. Say grit. Grit. Once more. Grit. Inevitable. Inevitable. Inevitable is an adjective meaning sure to happen or unavoidable. During the morning commute, traffic jams are inevitable on a busy highway. Also, for those who choose to skate without wearing knee pads, scraped knees are inevitable. Now you say inevitable. Inevitable. Once again, inevitable. Ingrained. Ingrained. Ingrained is an adjective meaning fixed deeply and firmly, worked into the grain or fiber, or forming a part of the inmost being. Once good manners become ingrained in a person, they seem completely natural. And a deep love of music is ingrained in many people. Now you try ingrained. Ingrained. And again, ingrained. Meteoric. Meteoric. Meteoric is an adjective meaning resembling a meteor in speed, or having sudden and temporary brilliance. The growth of a particular business may be truly meteoric. Or, a film may tell the story of a movie star's meteoric career. Now let's hear you say meteoric. Meteoric. Try the word again. Meteoric. Parody. Parody. Parody functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun that means a humorous or ridiculous imitation. Parody can also be used as a verb meaning to make fun of something by imitating it. A television comedy show may feature parodies of commercials. In A Midsummer Night's Dream, Shakespeare uses the device of a play within a play to parody the popular dramas of his day. Well, it's your turn now. Say parody. Parody. Once more. Parody. Prevail. Prevail. Prevail is a verb that has several meanings, including to triumph over, to succeed, to exist widely or be in general use, or to get someone to do something by urging. Snowstorms and low temperatures usually prevail in much of the country during January. And in most stories about knights and dragons, the knight prevails over the dragon. And a person with a beautiful voice may be prevailed on to sing at a party. Now it's your turn. Say prevail. Prevail. And again. Prevail.
Relic. Relic. Relic is a noun meaning an object from the past with historical value or interest, or a trace of an outdated custom. A typewriter is a relic of the past. Or, a handshake is a relic from a time when people needed to prove they were not holding a weapon. Now you say relic. Relic. Try the word again. Relic. Rend. Rend. Rend is a verb meaning to tear to pieces or to split violently apart.
She rends the blanket into several pieces.
Or, from our cabin, we heard the cry of a mountain lion rend the nighttime silence. Now you say rend. Rend. Try the word again. Rend.
Replenish. Replenish. Replenish is a verb meaning to fill again, make good, or replace. A thoughtful host and hostess will make sure to replenish their guests' glasses. And after an inventory is taken in a department store, orders are placed to replenish merchandise that is in short supply. Your turn. Say replenish. Replenish. One more time. Replenish. Rummage. Rummage. Rummage functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb meaning to search through or investigate the contents of. Or rummage can be used as a noun meaning an active search or a collection of odd items. You may enjoy rummaging through the dusty volumes in a used bookstore. A patient rummage through the goods at a yard sale may yield unexpected treasures. Now you say rummage. Rummage. Repeat the word. Rummage. Skimp. Skimp. Skimp is a verb meaning to save or be thrifty, to be extremely sparing with, or to give little attention to. A person who is saving for a special vacation may want to skimp on everyday expenses. And someone who is on a low-fat diet should skimp on butter and whole milk. Now it's your turn. Say skimp. Skimp. Once more. Skimp. Sleuth. Sleuth. Sleuth is a noun meaning a detective. An amateur sleuth is the main character in many mystery novels. And virus hunters are medical sleuths who investigate outbreaks of deadly diseases. Now you say sleuth. Sleuth. And again. Sleuth. Vandalism. Vandalism. Vandalism is a noun meaning deliberate and pointless destruction of property. In some cities and towns, people who are guilty of vandalism have to repair the damage they caused. Also, writing in library books is a form of vandalism. Well, you know the drill by now. Say vandalism. Vandalism. Once again. Vandalism.
Unit 12.
Abduct. Abduct. Abduct is a verb meaning to kidnap or carry off by force. Whoever abducted the hamster from its cage returned it the next day. And nobody would dare abduct a baby eaglet from a nest protected by an adult eagle. Now you say abduct. Abduct. Repeat the word. Abduct.
Ambiguous. Ambiguous. Ambiguous is an adjective meaning not clear or having two or more possible meanings. Lawyers may argue over ambiguous wording in a contract. Or, for centuries, people have debated the meaning of Mona Lisa's ambiguous smile. Now you try ambiguous. Ambiguous. One more time. Ambiguous. Balk. Balk. Balk functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb meaning to stop short and refuse to go on, or to block. Or balk can be used as a noun that means an illegal motion made by a pitcher in baseball. Some people balk at tasting foods that are new and strange to them. If the umpire calls a balk when the bases are loaded, the winning run may cross home plate. Now it's your turn. Say balk. Balk. And again, balk.
Compact. Compact. Compact functions as two parts of speech. It can be an adjective meaning closely and firmly packed together, small, or a verb meaning to squeeze together. The kitchen in a studio apartment may be compact. We compact cardboard boxes and tie them in bundles for pickup by the recycling truck. Well, it's your turn now. Say compact. Compact. Once more. Compact.
Confer. Confer. Confer is a verb meaning to consult, talk over, or exchange opinions, or to present as a gift, favor, or honor. When the bases are loaded, it is usually time for the manager, the catcher, and the pitcher to confer on the mound. Or the Nobel Prizes are conferred for outstanding contributions to physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, economics, and peace. Your turn. Say confer. Confer. Once again, confer. Earmark. Earmark. Earmark functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb meaning to mark an animal's ear for identification, or to set aside for a special purpose. Earmark can also be used as a noun that means an identifying mark or feature. Your grandparents may give you gifts of money earmarked for your college education. The ability to think both logically and creatively is an earmark of a good computer programmer. Now let's hear you say, earmark. Earmark. Try the word again, earmark. Frigid. Frigid. Frigid is an adjective meaning extremely cold or lacking in warmth of feeling. Because they have a thick layer of body fat and waterproof feathers, penguins are able to survive in the frigid world of Antarctica. Also, an unwelcome guest may receive a frigid greeting. Your turn. Say frigid. Frigid. One more time. Frigid. Implement. Implement. Implement functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun meaning an instrument or tool. Or implement can be used as a verb meaning to put into effect. Your parents may store their gardening implements in the garage. The factions in a civil war may be given 6 months to implement the terms of a peace agreement. Now let's hear you say, implement, implement. And again, implement. Incalculable, incalculable. Incalculable is an adjective meaning too great to be counted or unpredictable. Thanks to new high-powered telescopes, the number of stars in the universe may no longer be incalculable. And the long-term outlook for weather around the world remains incalculable. Well, now it's your turn. Say, incalculable, incalculable. Once more, incalculable. Indisputable, indisputable. Indisputable is an adjective meaning beyond question or argument. A defense attorney may present indisputable proof of a client's innocence. Or the law of gravity is indisputable. Now let's hear you say, indisputable, indisputable. And again, indisputable. Intensive, intensive. Intensive is an adjective meaning thorough or deep, showing great effort or concentrated. After an intensive investigation, the district attorney named a suspect. Also, intensive courses in foreign languages are designed to get students speaking the language as quickly as possible. Now you try the word. Say intensive, intensive. Repeat the word, intensive. Maneuver, maneuver. Maneuver functions as 2 parts of speech. It can be used as a noun meaning a planned movement, a skillful plan, or a scheme. Maneuver can also be used as a verb that means to perform or carry out such a planned movement. The top-secret maneuvers for the Allied invasion of Normandy in 1944 were codenamed Operation Overlord. In a slalom race, skiers must maneuver through gates on a zigzag course. Your turn. Say maneuver, maneuver. Once more, maneuver.
Sabotage, sabotage. Sabotage can be used as 2 parts of speech. It can be a noun meaning an action to destroy something, to prevent it from working properly, or as a verb meaning to take such destructive action. The investigators suspect that the car accident was caused by sabotage. Or, refusing to study is one way to sabotage your grades. Now you say sabotage. Sabotage. Repeat the word. Sabotage.
Scant, scant. Scant is an adjective meaning not enough, barely enough, or marked by a small or insufficient amount. Most desert plants can survive when rainfall is scant. Or, a joke that is not funny will probably receive scant laughter. Your turn. Say scant, scant. And again, scant. Stealthy, stealthy. Stealthy is an adjective meaning done in a way so as not to be seen or observed, sneaky, or underhanded. The ability to fly soundlessly makes owls stealthy nighttime hunters. Also, spies gather information in stealthy ways. Now you say stealthy, stealthy. Try the word again. Stealthy. Strapping, strapping. Strapping is an adjective meaning tall, strong, and healthy. A team may not be able to kick the ball past the opponent's strapping goalkeeper. Or a stagecoach was usually pulled by a team of 4 strapping horses. Well, it's your turn now. Say strapping. Strapping. One more time. Strapping. Strident. Strident. Strident is an adjective meaning harsh or shrill or unpleasant sounding. The strident calls of birds and other animals fill the air of a rainforest at dawn. And you may find a certain piece of music strident and grating. Now you say strident. Strident. Repeat the word. Strident. Thrive. Thrive. Thrive is a verb meaning to grow vigorously or to grow in wealth and possessions. Some plants and flowers manage to thrive with very little sun. Or, when the nation's economy is strong, all sorts of businesses thrive. Your turn. Say thrive. Thrive. Once more. Thrive. Titanic. Titanic. Titanic is an adjective meaning of enormous size, strength, power, or scope. The building of the pyramids of ancient Egypt was a titanic achievement. Also, when Mount St. Helens erupted in 1980, the titanic force of the blast uprooted 10 million trees. Now you say Titanic. Titanic. And again, Titanic.
Valiant. Valiant. Valiant is an adjective meaning possessing or acting with bravery or boldness. The valiant sailor rescued some people who fell overboard. The firefighters were praised for their valiant effort to save the forest. Well, by now you know the drill. Say valiant. Valiant. And again, valiant.
Unit 13.
Adhere. Adhere. Adhere is a verb meaning to stick to or remain attached, or to be devoted as a follower or supporter. Putty adheres easily to cracks in woodwork. Or, many people adhere to the religion of their parents. Now let's hear you say adhere. Adhere. Try the word again. Adhere. Affirm. Affirm. Affirm is a verb meaning to declare to be true, or to confirm. In the Declaration of Independence, the Founding Fathers affirmed their belief that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are basic human rights. Or, a scientific study may affirm the findings of an earlier experiment. Now you try affirm. Affirm. One more time. Affirm.
Atrocity. Atrocity. Atrocity is a noun meaning an extremely wicked, brutal, or cruel act, or something very bad or unpleasant. Having recess taken away for an entire month felt like an atrocity. The destruction of the museum's most prized artworks is an atrocity. Now it's your turn. Say atrocity. Atrocity. And again, atrocity.
Cope. Cope. Cope also functions as 2 parts of speech. It can be used as a verb meaning to struggle successfully against, to prove to be a match for, or to deal with satisfactorily. Cope can also be used as a noun that means a long religious cloak or a canopy. Astronauts are trained to cope with weightlessness. A bishop may wear a gold and white cope for a particular ceremony. Or, the English poet Shelley described the night sky as a starry cope. Your turn. Say cope. Cope. Once again, cope. Deter. Deter. Deter is a verb, meaning to discourage or to prevent through fear or doubt. Icy roads deter most people from driving too fast, and tourists may be deterred from visiting a country where political conditions are unstable. Now let's hear you say deter. Deter. Try the word again. Deter. Disquieting. Disquieting. Disquieting is an adjective, meaning causing unease or worry. Being awakened by a strange sound in the middle of the night is a disquieting experience. Also, the increase in cases of food-related illnesses is certainly disquieting. Your turn. Say disquieting. Disquieting. One more time. Disquieting.
Empower. Empower. Empower is a verb meaning to give power or authority to enable, or to permit. The class president is empowered to speak for all students. Technology empowers businesses to have employees working in different countries. Now let's hear you say empower. Empower. And again, empower.
Next up is fluent. Fluent. Fluent is an adjective, meaning speaking or writing easily and smoothly, or flowing gracefully. A politician who is fluent in debate is likely to make a good impression on voters. Also, the judges may give high marks to a figure skater for a truly fluent performance. Well, it's your turn now. Say fluent. Fluent. Once more. Fluent. Lag. Lag. Lag functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb meaning to move slowly or fall behind. Or, lag can be used as a noun that means a falling behind, the amount by which someone or something is behind, or an interval. The performance of a particular group of stocks may lag. Or, if you lag too far behind the leader of a guided tour, you may get lost. There is usually a lag of a day or two between the time you deposit a check and the time the money becomes available for your use. Now you try lag. Lag. Repeat the word. Lag.
Mangle. Mangle. Mangle is a verb meaning to injure very seriously by cutting, tearing, crushing, or to bring to ruin. The branch of the tree was mangled and broken as a result of the storm, and it is unlikely that an experienced lawyer will mangle a client's case. Now you try the word. Say mangle. Mangle. Once more. Mangle.
Misapprehension. Misapprehension. Misapprehension is a noun, meaning a wrong idea or misunderstanding. The ancient view of the universe was based on the misapprehension that the sun revolved around Earth. Or, a series of misapprehensions may severely damage a friendship. Now let's hear you say misapprehension. Misapprehension. Try the word again. Misapprehension. Optimist. Optimist. Optimist is a noun, meaning one who expects things to turn out for the best. At the beginning of a baseball season, you may be an optimist about your team's chance of winning the pennant. Or, a person who is an optimist is not likely to be easily discouraged. Now you say optimist. Optimist. Repeat the word. Optimist. Prowl. Prowl. Prowl is a verb, meaning to roam about stealthily, in search of something. A polar bear will prowl the Arctic ice, looking for seals. Also, during World War II, German submarines prowled the waters of the North Atlantic. Now it's your turn. Say prowl. Prowl. And again. Prowl.
Recitation. Recitation. Recitation is a noun meaning a reading in public of something that is memorized. A memorized poem or piece of prose that is read aloud. Here are a few ways in which recitation can be used. Darnell delivered her recitation of the poem to the judges. The competitors had to choose a recitation to deliver to the class. Now you say recitation. Recitation. Try the word again. Recitation.
Stupefy. Stupefy. Stupefy is a verb, meaning to make stupid, dull, or groggy, or to surprise. A person may be stupefied by medication for a cold. Or, the unsuspecting guest of honor at a party may be stupefied when everyone yells, "Surprise." Now you say stupefy. Stupefy. Try the word again. Stupefy. Sulky. Sulky. Sulky is an adjective meaning in a bad or nasty mood, resentful, or gloomy. Some people may become sulky if they don't get their way. And others may find it difficult to get out of bed on a cold and sulky day. Well, it's your turn now. Say sulky. Sulky. One more time. Sulky. Supplement. Supplement. Supplement functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun, meaning something added to complete a thing or make up for a lack, or a section added to a book or document. Supplement can also be used as a verb, meaning to provide such an addition or completion. The publisher of an encyclopedia may issue an annual supplement that covers the year's important events. A gardener may use various plant foods to supplement the soil in a flower bed. Now you try supplement. Supplement. Repeat the word. Supplement. Surge. Surge. Surge can also be used as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb that means to have a heavy, violent swelling motion. Or, surge can be used as a noun, meaning a powerful forward rush. Heavy rains may cause a river to surge over its banks. Also, traffic may surge through the intersection. A power surge may cause a computer to crash. Now it's your turn. Say surge. Surge. Once more. Surge. Trait. Trait. Trait is a noun, meaning a quality or characteristic, or a distinguishing feature. Courage, loyalty, and intelligence are traits that most people admire. Or, synthetic fabrics such as nylon and rayon have special traits and features that make them particularly useful in the manufacture of clothing. Now you say trait. Trait. And again. Trait.
Unscrupulous. Unscrupulous. Unscrupulous is an adjective meaning dishonest or not guided or controlled by moral principles. Be wary of unscrupulous salespeople who prey on unsuspecting consumers. Or, the company was accused of following unscrupulous business practices. Well, by now you know the drill. Say unscrupulous. Unscrupulous. Once again. Unscrupulous.
Unit 14.
Abstain. Abstain. Abstain is a verb, meaning to stay away from doing something by one's own choice. Some people may abstain from eating or drinking certain things because of their religious beliefs. Or, the English novelist George Eliot wrote, "Blessed is the man who, having nothing to say, abstains from giving in words evidence of that fact." Well, it's your turn now. Say abstain. Abstain. And again, abstain. Accommodate. Accommodate. Accommodate is a verb, meaning to do a favor or service for, to provide for, to have space for, or to make fit or suitable. Many hotels have special facilities to accommodate the needs of people who travel on business. And By law, theaters, office buildings, and restaurants must make arrangements to accommodate people who are in wheelchairs. Now you try accommodate. Accommodate. One more time. Accommodate. Allegiance. Allegiance. Allegiance is a noun, meaning the loyalty or obligation owed to a government, nation, or cause. Most people believe that their allegiance belongs first to their family. Also, each year on Independence Day, thousands of people recite the Pledge of Allegiance for the first time as new citizens of the United States. Now it's your turn. Say allegiance, allegiance, and again, allegiance. Amalgamate, amalgamate. Amalgamate is a verb meaning to unite or to combine elements into a unified whole. 5 rural schools may amalgamate into one large school for all the children in the county. And a small group of stockholders may speak out against amalgamating 2 large banks. Now you say amalgamate, amalgamate. Repeat the word, amalgamate. Append, append. Append is a verb meaning to attach or add as a supplement or extra item. Legislators often append a series of amendments to a bill before it is brought to a vote. Or, when they send holiday greeting cards, many people append letters filled with personal news. Your turn. Say append, append. Once again, append. Commemorate, commemorate. Commemorate is a verb meaning to preserve, honor, or celebrate the memory of. The U.S. Postal Service has issued a series of stamps that commemorate great musicians from the worlds of jazz and rock and roll. And on July 4th, Americans commemorate the nation's independence with speeches, parades, and fireworks. Now let's hear you say commemorate, commemorate. Try the word again, commemorate. Enumerate, enumerate. Enumerate is a verb meaning to count or to name one by one. Most bird watchers enumerate the species they see during the period of the spring migration. Also, no one enjoys hearing his or her faults enumerated. It's your turn. Say enumerate, enumerate. One more time. Enumerate. Exalt, exalt. Exalt is a verb meaning to make high in rank, power, character, or quality, to fill with pride, joy, or noble feeling, or to praise or honor. Patriotic speeches may exalt the heroes of a country's past. Or, people of all religions offer prayers and hymns that exalt God. Now you say exalt, exalt, and again, exalt. Extort, extort. Extort is a verb meaning to obtain by violence, misuse of authority, or threats. It is illegal to extort a confession from a suspect. And, according to legend, Robin Hood extorted gold and jewels from the rich in return for safe passage through Sherwood Forest. Well, it's your turn now. Say extort, extort. One more time. Extort. Far-fetched, far-fetched. Far-fetched is an adjective meaning strained or improbable, or going far afield from a topic. Only a person who is easily fooled is likely to believe the far-fetched articles in a supermarket tabloid. Or, a judge may caution a lawyer against asking a witness far-fetched questions. Now you say far-fetched. Far-fetched. Repeat the word. Far-fetched. Glum. glum. Glum is an adjective meaning depressed or gloomy. On election night, the mood at the losing candidate's headquarters may be decidedly glum. Also, glum, rainy weather is likely to spoil your plans for a day at the beach. Now you try glum. Glum. Once more, glum. Replica. Replica. Replica is a noun, meaning a copy or close reproduction. Most museums have gift shops that sell replicas of items that are on exhibit. Or, the exhibits at a natural history museum may present the most accurate replicas possible of the world of the dinosaurs. Now let's hear you say replica. Replica. Try the word again. Replica. Responsive. Responsive. Responsive is an adjective meaning answering, reacting readily to something, or showing interest and understanding. A politician who is responsive to the needs of the voters in her or his district is likely to be reelected. And a person who is in pain may not be responsive to idle chit-chat. Now you say responsive. Responsive. Repeat the word. Responsive. Sanctuary. Sanctuary. Sanctuary is a noun, meaning a sacred place, refuge or protection from capture or punishment, or a place of refuge or protection. During the Middle Ages, a fugitive could often find sanctuary in a church or cathedral. Or, a tree house has been a sort of private sanctuary for many a youngster. Now you say sanctuary. Sanctuary. And again, sanctuary. Self-seeking. Self-seeking. Self-seeking is an adjective meaning selfishly ambitious. Some public officials are self-seeking, but others are genuinely concerned about the people they serve. Or, self-seeking people often end up losing their friends. Now you say self-seeking. Self-seeking. Try the word again. Self-seeking. Submissive. Submissive. Submissive is an adjective meaning humbly obedient, or tending to give in to authority or obeying without protest. All members of a group of mountain gorillas are submissive to the silverback male who is their leader. Also, a person who is not submissive is not likely to be bullied. Well, it's your turn now. Say submissive. Submissive. One more time. Submissive. Tally. Tally. Tally functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb, meaning to count up, to keep score, to make entries for reckoning, or to correspond or agree. Or, tally can be used as a noun that means a total or score. If a voting booth does not work, election officials must tally each ballot by hand. The scoreboard at a baseball stadium shows the tally of hits, runs, and errors. Now you say tally. Tally. Repeat the word. Tally. Taskmaster. Taskmaster. Taskmaster is a noun, meaning one whose job it is to assign work to others, or one who uses his or her power to make people work very hard. Workers are likely to resent a taskmaster who makes unreasonable demands on them. Also, a person who insists upon perfection from others may be an especially difficult taskmaster. Your turn. Say taskmaster. Taskmaster. One more time. Taskmaster. Transform. Transform. Transform is a verb meaning to change completely in appearance or form, or to make into something else. computers have transformed the workplace. And a great sculptor can transform a featureless block of stone into an object of enduring beauty. Now you say transform, transform. Once again, transform. Upheaval, upheaval. Upheaval is a noun, meaning a sudden, violent upward movement, or great disorder or radical changes. When a person moves to another city or state, his or her life is likely to be in upheaval for weeks. Or, with the collapse of the Soviet Union, Eastern Europe experienced a period of social and economic upheaval. Well, by now you know the drill. Say upheaval, upheaval. Once again, upheaval.
Unit 15.
Beacon. Beacon. Beacon is a noun meaning a light or other signal that warns and guides. A lighthouse, or anything that guides or inspires. The lighthouse beacon alerted ships that there were sharp rocks under the water's surface. Or, the statue of a famous hero can serve as a beacon to people inspired by history. Now let's hear you say beacon. Beacon. Try the word again. Beacon. Berserk. Berserk. Berserk may be used as an adjective or as an adverb, meaning violently and destructively enraged. The berserk toddler had a tantrum before his nap, and the wounded lion went berserk in its cage. Now you try berserk. Berserk. One more time. Berserk.
Celestial. Celestial. Celestial is an adjective meaning having to do with the sky or heavens. Heavenly, or yielding great bliss or happiness. Viewing a celestial event, such as a total eclipse of the sun, is a remarkable experience. Or, the beauty of a particular singer's voice may be described as celestial. Now it's your turn. Say celestial, celestial, and again, celestial. Chasten. Chasten. Chasten is a verb meaning to punish in order to improve behavior, or to restrain or moderate. A judge may chasten someone who has committed a petty crime by ordering him or her to do community service. Also, monitors may need to chasten students who linger in the halls after classes have started. Now you say chasten. Chasten. Repeat the word. Chasten.
Confiscate. Confiscate. Confiscate is a verb meaning to seize by authority or to take or keep. If you ride a bike without a helmet, your bike can be confiscated. And they are playing a board game in which players may confiscate property owned by other players. Your turn. Say confiscate. Confiscate. Once again, confiscate.
Data. Data. Data is a plural noun meaning information or facts. You can find all kinds of useful data on the internet. And you can find a year's worth of sports data in the annual World Almanac. Now let's hear you say data. Data. Try the word again. Data. Detract. Detract. Detract is a verb meaning to take away from, or to reduce in value or reputation. A poor speaking voice may detract from a lecturer's ability to get his or her point across to an audience. And worn and uneven floors are likely to detract from the value of a house that is for sale. Your turn. Say detract. Detract. One more time. Detract.
Encounter. Encounter. Encounter functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun, meaning a meeting, or a meeting of enemies or a battle, or as a verb that means to meet or come upon. The encounter involving several dogs at the park was rather noisy. On a whale watch, you may have the good fortune to encounter a humpback whale and her calf. Now let's hear you say encounter. Encounter. And again, encounter.
Epic. Epic. Epic can also be used as two parts of speech. It can be a noun that means a long narrative poem about the deeds of heroes, or an event or movement of great sweep. Or epic can be an adjective meaning on a grand scale or vast. Tennyson's epic, Idylls of the King, tells the story of King Arthur and the Knights of Camelot. Many migratory animals undertake epic journeys in search of food and breeding grounds. Now you say epic. Epic. Repeat the word epic. Pantomime. Pantomime. Pantomime is another word that functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun, meaning a play or story performed without words by actors using only gestures. Pantomime can also be used as a verb that means to express using gestures but not words. Regardless of what languages the members of an audience may speak, they can usually understand the meaning of a pantomime. In the game of charades, players pantomime clues to the words their teammates must guess. Now it's your turn. Say pantomime. Pantomime. Once again, pantomime. Pessimist. Pessimist. Pessimist is a noun meaning one who believes or expects the worst. A person who is a pessimist may always carry an umbrella, even on a sunny day. Also, repeated failures and unexpected setbacks in life may turn a person into a confirmed pessimist. Now you try the word. Say pessimist. Pessimist. Once more, pessimist. Precaution. Precaution. Precaution is a noun meaning care taken beforehand, or a step or action taken to prevent something from happening. Doctors advise people to apply sunscreen before going outdoors as a precaution against skin cancer. Or, you should use a secret password as a precaution against someone gaining access to your computer files. Now let's hear you say precaution. Precaution. Try it again. Precaution. Prosecute. Prosecute. Prosecute is a verb meaning to bring before a court of law for trial, or to carry out. In a state court, assistant district attorneys usually prosecute routine criminal cases. And, as Supreme Commander of the Allied Expeditionary Forces, General Dwight Eisenhower was in charge of prosecuting the invasion of Western Europe. Now you say prosecute. Prosecute. Repeat the word. Prosecute.
Puncture. Puncture. Puncture functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a noun, meaning a small hole made by a sharp object, or as a verb, meaning to make a small hole or pierce. The art students wove yarn through cards with punctures in them. A sharp object may easily puncture a tire. Now it's your turn. Say puncture. Puncture. And again, puncture. Retaliate. Retaliate. Retaliate is a verb meaning to get revenge or to strike back for an injury. She tries hard to forgive people and to avoid retaliating against them. And the bees retaliated against the bear who swatted at their hive. Now you say retaliate. Retaliate. Repeat the word. Retaliate. Sham. Sham. Sham functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as an adjective, meaning fake or not genuine. As a noun, meaning something false, pretending to be genuine. A pretender. A decorated pillow covering. The sham necklace was designed to look very realistic in order to lure the suspected jewel thief. We covered our sofa pillows with new shams. Well, it's your turn now. Say sham. Sham. One more time. Sham. Uncouth. Uncouth. Uncouth is an adjective meaning unrefined or crude, or awkward or clumsy. You may think I am uncouth because I don't know the difference between a salad fork and a dinner fork. Or, the bumbling detective seemed uncouth but was very clever. Now you say uncouth. Uncouth. Repeat the word. Uncouth.
Underscore. Underscore. Underscore functions as two parts of speech. It can be used as a verb meaning to draw a line under, or to put special emphasis on. Underscore can also be used as a noun meaning a line drawn under something. A skilled public speaker knows when to use a dramatic gesture to underscore an important point. An editor uses an underscore to indicate that a word should be italicized. Now it's your turn. Say underscore. Underscore. Once more. Underscore. Wholesome. Wholesome. Wholesome is an adjective meaning healthy, morally and socially sound and good, or helping to bring about or preserve good health. A balanced diet and regular exercise are all part and parcel of a wholesome lifestyle. Also, a film that has a G rating should provide wholesome entertainment for the entire family. Now you say wholesome. Wholesome. And again, wholesome. Wistful. Wistful. Wistful is an adjective meaning full of melancholy yearning or longing, or sad. A poet's wistful verses may tell a sad tale of unrequited love. And a person may feel wistful when her or his vacation is about to end. Well, by now you know the drill. Say wistful. Wistful. Once again, wistful.